This is Anthony Weeks of the Marketplace. I'm on location once again here at the Intercontinental Hotel here in downtown Miami. Really excited about today because this is the third annual installment of the Invest Miami. As you know, we partner with Capital Analytics. Abby is our colleague, and so we are proud to be part of this event, to support it, and to be able to help bring the message out in terms of what's necessary to help develop and build the area, especially Miami being such an important, critical partner in the region in terms of the Pan-American, Latin America, Caribbean region. We're with the president of BB&T of South Florida. I'm here with Tony Coley.
Yes.
Tony, thank you so much for taking the time to be part of this program. And so we have an opportunity to have a conversation before your presentation.
Right.
And I must say I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. I think you know a lot of folks from the Caribbean, Latin American region.
Yeah, absolutely.
Travel to this area a lot for personal reasons, professional business, you name it. And so it's important for them to be able, from a financial service perspective, to be able to stay connected with their money.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about BB&T in terms of where you headquartered. Yeah. Give us an idea of the institution and talk a little bit about your responsibility.
Right. Well, BB&T, I like to say that stands for Best Bank in Town.
Best Bank in Town. I like that.
We're founded in North Carolina, 1872, so we're 145 years old.
Wow.
9th largest U.S. commercial bank. 115 branches here in the South Florida region. I'm fortunate enough to be the president of our South Florida region. BB&T has 28 what we call community banks across the country. And we're a full-service commercial bank. We offer, loans, deposits, fee-based revenue opportunities, full gamut across the board from a commercial banking standpoint, where we can take care of our clients.
So now, I mean, obviously, when you think of, I was here last month for the Eurofinance conference in Miami. I was surprised to learn that I thought when you think of South Florida, you think of Miami, the largest investors are going to be folks from the Latin countries.
Right.
It turned out the UK and France are the two largest investors in the Miami area.
Very interesting.
Is that surprising? It's not surprising?
No, it doesn't. Just think about Miami. That's the great thing about Miami is the diversity. And that diversity is not only Latino diversity, it's not just black, not white, it's from all over the world. That's what makes this place so special. There's plenty of opportunities to raise capital, gather capital, to invest in projects.
Nice.
That's why Invest Miami really makes sense. Because we have those opportunities here more so than a lot of other places across the country.
What's your core, if you were to define your core competence, or your core customer base?
Right.
Speak to
the best way I can describe it is Main Street, right?
Main Street.
We're certainly, we're not necessarily mom and pop, but it's just your core banking. We don't do anything crazy, nothing exotic. The folks in this room are our clientele. These are our core customers, the folks that just do your everyday banking, business banking, commercial banking opportunities. That doesn't mean we're small. That doesn't mean we're mom and pop. We can do as big a loan as anybody else can.
You have a niche market. You have a niche market.
We just focus on just the basics.
Right.
Sometimes I say BB&T stands for basic blocking and tackling. It really does. And we don't have to get crazy. Don't have to get exotic. That's one of the reasons why we've done so well during the economic downturn. BB&T never lost money because we just stuck to our guns, stuck to our core market, didn't try to do anything crazy, and that really benefited us, through the economic downturn.
Speaking of real estate, where do you see the real estate market today as it was prior to the housing bubble?
Well, I don't know. A lot of similarities.
I hate to throw that one at you, but
a lot of similarities. But one of the things that's happening now that was not happening then is the fact that folks are actually putting equity in the homes. There's no negative amortization loans. There's no 100% financing. It's simply you have to, back to the to the basics. Like we talked before, you have to put your 20% down. You got to, save your money and get your loan the old-fashioned way. So that's one of the things that differs now from then, is because we got into a lot of exotic things. That's what really caused the market to go crazy. And it really was not the banking system that caused that. It was the shadow banking system, the folks that you don't really think about on Wall Street.
Those Wall Street guys.
Yeah, that's why we're Main Street, not Wall Street.
So there is obviously this evolution, if you will, of startups, especially in the tech space.
Yeah.
And so when you hear fintechs,
right?
Okay, does that concern you in terms of you being able to either work with the fintech community or compete with them? I mean,
you nailed it. You nailed it. I mean, if we were not thinking broadly, we would view them as competition, but we're actually learning from them. We're partnering with them. We're looking to invest in the fintech community. They have technology that can benefit the banking industry. And so as an organization, we spend a lot of time out in Silicon Valley understanding what they're doing. We're partnering with some. We're investing with some. We're looking at taking on some of their technology. We don't want to become what Uber is to the taxi cab. So banking industry doesn't want to be the taxi cab industry. Somebody like Uber comes along with a better mousetrap. So we're understanding that. We're trying to get out in front of it, and we're partnering with the fintech community, trying to make that a part of what we do so we can offer it to our clientele.
Yeah, one of our initiatives is called Silicon Island Exchange.
Yeah.
And that initiative is built around the blockchain technology.
Right.
I know that it is anticipated that blockchain is going to be most beneficial for the financial service industry because of distributed ledger concern, good record keeping, data management, transactions, very transactional.
Right.
And so, I mean, are you concerned that blockchain is going to really transform your legacy model to the 21st century, if you will,
I will just tell you, technology from a banking industry, one of the things that I'm excited about is our industry is not sitting on its hands. It's not sitting by and watching things happen. We're participating in the conversation. We understand what's going on. We're being very proactive. And we don't feel like there's going to be anything that comes out that we necessarily we can't handle. We're not aware.
So you're ahead of the curve.
I don't know if we're ahead of it, but we understand it. We're aware of it. We're aware of it.
And so for the small business that's looking for banking knowledge,
right?
And there's so many choices, as you know,
right?
What do you want to say to the small business owner? Or even consumer? Why come to BB&T?
Well, I mean, we truly are. I mean, I'm biased, obviously, but we truly feel like we're the best.
I'm sure you're going to reinforce that with your presentation today.
Yeah, I am. I am. But look, I wake up every morning thinking about how I can go out and help this community be better.
Yeah.
Part of our mission is making the communities in which we work better places to live, and our core constituents. The first one is our clients.
Right.
Everybody says that, but I wake up every day thinking about how we can take care of our clients. And not necessarily how much money we're going to make today. It's like, okay, I want to help this client, and if we happen to make money from that, most times, honestly we do. That's what it's all about, but it's helping the client first.
And finally, the theme of this conference is about addressing the infrastructure issue.
Right.
The growing pains. Miami's growing at an accelerated rate.
Right.
Do you see that as a plus? How do you see that all sort of playing out?
As a financier, I certainly see it as a plus because you're going to need money to do all that stuff.
There you go.
And you got to come to us. Right? But no, we're a part of that. We're part of making that infrastructure happen. Miami has a great foundation. Everything we do here is going to be about making it better. And that's why it's exciting to be here, exciting to live here, and work here, and play here.
Thank you.
So
that's good.
All right,
Tony, man. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to hang out. Yes, man. I'm looking forward to your presentation, and we'll circle back with you to let you know when we're going to air this. We're doing a main piece on Miami.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I hope my assistant, she's all over it, man. So I know you were trying to work with her to get something set up.
She did a great job. Good now.
All right, thanks. Thank you, man.
All right, this is Anthony Weeks from the Marketplace. As you heard, we heard from two very dynamic stakeholders here in the Miami, South Florida area. We heard from the healthcare expert. We heard from the banking community. And we're going to hear a lot more. The keynote speaker for this afternoon is the mayor of Miami-Dade County here at the conference Invest Miami, brought to you by Capital Analytics. And hopefully we're able to get some more interviews later on, in between or after the conference. This is Anthony Weeks of the Marketplace. We'll talk soon.